this geography class. Today we are going to revise chapter 3 and chapter 4. Okay. In chapter 3, the topic is major landforms on the surface of the earth. Okay. And the chapter 4, it talks about major water bodies. Okay. When we see the third chapter, major landforms on the surface of the earth, we know that the earth is covered by water. Okay, when we take the earth, only 29% of the earth is land and remaining 71% of the earth is by water. Now, in this 29% of land, what all things are there? This 29% of land is made up of 7 continents. Now, what are the 7 continents? It's Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe and Australia. These are the 7 continents. So, this 29% of land is consist of the 7 continents. When we take this 7 continents, Asia is the largest continent and Africa is the second largest continent, and we have arranged this continent according to the area wise. Okay. And when we see Asia, Asia is consist of 2 important populated countries in the world, that is China and India. Okay. And Asia is attached with the continent called Europe. Okay. And the place where Asia and Europe join together is called Eurasia. The term Eurasia is given to the landform which join Asia and Europe. And when we see Asia, there is Ural mountain and Caspian Sea. Okay, these Ural mountain and the sea that separates Asia from Europe. And when we see Africa, Africa is the second largest continent. Okay, when we see Asia, the world's highest mountain also is found in Asia. It's Mount Everest. Okay. And when we see Africa, Africa is the second largest continent. There are about 54 countries are there in Africa. When we see Africa, the world's hottest desert region also found in Africa. It is called Sahara Desert. And Africa in the north, we can see separated from Europe by the Mediterranean Sea. And in the eastern part of Africa, we can find Indian Ocean and the West Atlantic Ocean and south the Southern Ocean. So these oceans are surrounded by the continent called Africa. And the third continent is called North America. It is roughly triangular in shape. Whereas in the second continent, this Africa is almost S in shape. Okay. And North America, we can see it is joined with Isthmus of Panama with the South America. And in the east of North America, we can see the Atlantic Ocean, and in the west, North Pacific Ocean. Okay. And in the south, we can find South America. And the next continent is South America. Okay. South America is joined with again the Panama Isthmus with North America. In the east of South America, we can find the South Atlantic Ocean, and in the south we can find the Southern Ocean, and in the west we can find the Pacific Ocean. And when we take Antarctica, Antarctica is the 5th largest continent and the continent where the human cannot live. When we say Antarctica, 95% of ice covered region is found in Antarctica. Okay, since it is not suitable for human exist, there are different countries, they have made their research centers in Antarctica. The research centers based on climatology, human, earth, okay, physical science and medicine. These are the subject based research centers are made in Antarctica. And Europe is the 6th largest continent which is attached with Asia. Okay. and Europe has the largest coastline, okay, in comparing with the other continent. It has the longest coastal area, and Australia is the seventh largest continent, and it is also known as down under, okay. And another name which is given for Australia is the island continent. It is the biggest island continent in the world. Now we will come to the major landforms. Okay, when we take the earth, okay, when we take the landforms can be divided into two. One is major landforms and other one is minor landforms. When we take major landforms, mountains, plains, plateaus, basins, valleys, okay, this all comes under the major landforms, okay. And in the minor landforms like moss, like isthmus, okay, island, peninsula, these all things comes under the minor landforms. First of all, we will see the major landforms. What are the major landforms? In the major landforms, we have seen the first major landform is mountain. Okay, mountain, that makes mountains are the landmass which are raised highly in comparing with the surrounding regions. Okay, when we take mountains, we can see there are three types of mountains. One is fold mountain, other one is volcanic mountain, and also block mountain. Okay, and how these mountains are formed? Mountains are formed because of the endogenous force that occurs inside the surface of the earth. Endogenous means coming out. Okay, the changes that occurs inside the earth, okay, because of the changes, because of the movements of the earth plates, okay, because of the collision of the earth surface, what happens? These mountains are formed. Now we will see how these fold mountains are formed. Because of the earth crust, due to compression and pressure, it gets folded. Okay, we can see there are two types of fold: upward fold and downward fold. We can call it as anticline and syncline. Okay, now this fold mountain can be classified into two. One is old fold mountain and another one is young fold mountain. Okay, old fold mountains are formed before 250 million years back. For example, Aravallis, okay, Rockies. These are the old fold mountains, and Rockies are the new fold mountain. Okay, Aravallis and other mountain ranges that comes under the old fold mountains. We will see the new fold mountain. Okay, new fold mountains are formed around 25 million years back. Okay, now what is the difference between old fold mountain and the young fold mountain? Okay, old fold mountains will be comparatively less steep and gentle slope will be there. Okay, with a young old fold mountain. Okay, but the young fold mountains will be steep, okay, and with a steep slope. Okay, for example, the Rockies. And block mountain, how these block mountains are formed? Block mountains are formed because of the rupture and the fracture that occurs on the surface of the earth due to the movement of the earth plates. The different blocks that takes a different position because of the different movements that occurs in the earth plates. Okay, there will be upward movement and the downward movement. Okay, because of the upward movement, what happened? Block of mountain that rise high. That's how these block mountains are formed. Okay, and when we see volcanic mountain, okay, volcanic mountains are formed because of the spread of lava. Now we will see importance of mountains. What are the importance? When we see the importance of mountains, there are a lot of uses because of the mountain. Okay, the first importance of mountain is mountains are the region where the rivers are originated. So the perennial rivers originate from the mountain region. And the second use or second important when we see, there can be formation. Okay, we can construct reservoirs. There are natural reservoirs even because of the formation of the rivers that originate in the uppermost region of the top of the mountain. And the next thing, what is the uses of mountains? Since mountains are raised so high from the surrounding region, it protects the countries or the continents, okay, from the enemy's attack. And also it controls the cold winds from the north region, from the region which is above. When we see the mountains are the place, okay, it helps the nation, it protects the nation. And also we can find mountains are the storehouse of different minerals, okay. Now we'll see the next important landform. The major landform is plateaus. Okay, plateaus are the otherwise known as play in the air or tablelands. Why do we call plateaus or tablelands? We call plateaus or tablelands because the plateaus are known as the tableland because it is the raised region in comparing with the other surrounding region. Okay, so it is the raised flat surface of the earth in comparatively raised with the other region that are surrounded. Okay, when we see plateaus or otherwise there are different types of plateaus. Okay, how these plateaus are formed? Plateaus are also formed because of the movements of the surface of the earth in the crust. Okay, now there are different plateaus. The first type of plateaus are known as tectonic plateaus. Okay, and the second type of plateaus are known as volcanic plateaus. And the third type is known as dissected plateaus. And the fourth one is intermontane plateaus. And the last one is Piedemonte plateaus. Now all these plateaus are formed because of the various movement. Okay, all these plateaus are formed because of the movements that occurs in the surface of the earth and that is reacted on the surface of the earth, and because it formed because of the movements of the earth plates. Okay. Now, how these tectonic plateaus are formed? Tectonic plateaus are formed because of the movement that occurs on the earth crust. Volcanic plateaus are formed because of the lava that is oozed out from the innermost point of the earth. Now, dissected plateaus are also formed because of the movements of the earth. Now, intermontane plateaus formed because of the coastal region. Okay. Now, Piedemonte plateaus are another types of plateaus. So, these plateaus are also another important landforms that makes the earth. Okay. The next thing is basin. Now, what are called basin? Basins are the depression, okay, that found in the near the rivers. Okay, basins are the depression that found near the rivers. Basins are formed because of the flow of the river. The next important landform is called valleys. Okay, valleys are formed. There are two important types of valleys. The first type is V-shaped valleys and also there are U-shaped valleys. Okay, we can find the V-shaped valleys on the top of the mountain. Okay, and the U-shaped valleys are found in the foot of the mountain. How these valleys are formed? Valleys are formed because of the flow of water. When the water flows from the top of the mountain, some of the region will be get eroded. Okay, because of the eroded region, okay, and the steep part of the mountain is called what? Valleys. And when we see the valleys, there will be both the side, the raised landforms will be there and water will be flowing in the middle of it. Okay, and plains are again formed because of the flow of river. And when we say take the plains will be the region where the soil is very fertile and all types of cultivation of crops will be taking place in the plain region. Okay, and when we see the plains, there are three types of plains. The first one is called structural plains. Okay, and the second one is erosional plain, and the third one is depositional plain. Depositional plains are formed due to the deposits of mineral silts that is carried out by the flow of running water. Then erosional plains are formed because of the erosion. Okay, it carries the different minerals, chemicals, okay, different organic fertilizers from different forms that makes the erosional plains. Okay, and structural plains are found near the coastal region because of the sea waves that forms the structural plains. And the next thing, importance of plain. What are the importance? Plains are the region where we can find more population, because it is the region where the land is possible to construct the factories and industries. Okay, and that makes the establishment of towns and cities in the plain region. So plain regions are most suitable region for the human to live. Okay, and when we see the next type of landform, I already told there are two important types of landforms. One is major landforms, another one is minor landforms. Now we will see what are the minor landforms. When we see the minor landforms, there are three important minor landforms are there. The first one is islands, second one is peninsula, and the third one is isthmus. What is called island? Island is the piece of land surrounded by water on all sides. For example, we can say Sri Lanka, okay, Australia. Okay, these are the places, or these are the land, piece of land which is surrounded by water. And peninsula. India is the good reason or the best reason for peninsula. Peninsula means a piece of land that is surrounded by water on three sides, and the other side is with land. And isthmus. Isthmus is the narrow stretch of land that connect two landmasses, okay, where the water bodies on both the sides. That is called isthmus. For example, isthmus of Panama. This Panama isthmus that connects North America and South America. We'll see landforms and people. Okay, when we take the earth, there will be different landforms. These landforms are the geographical influence, how it influences the life of the people. Okay, these different landforms that helps the people to do different activities. Various people can be found in different landforms. It is related to the life of the people. Okay, even cultivation of crops, occupation of the people, the tradition and the lifestyle of the people also change because of the landforms and the geographical condition where the people live. Okay, so this is about the major landforms on the surface of the earth we have learned in chapter 3. When we see chapter 4, we are learning about the major water bodies. I already told the earth is covered by 71% of water bodies. Okay, these water bodies can be classified bring under 5 important oceans. Okay, what are these 5 important oceans? Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Arctic Ocean and Antarctic Ocean. When we see Pacific Ocean, it is the largest ocean. Okay, Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean, which is almost circular in shape. And the deepest portion of the ocean also found in this Pacific Ocean, that is called Mariana Trench. It is the deepest part of the earth. Okay. Apart from Mariana Trench, there are also different other trenches that is found in the Pacific Ocean. That is the Philippines Trench, the Japanese Trench. Okay. And when we see Pacific Ocean, the Pacific Ocean part of Pacific Ocean is the edge of the eastern part of Pacific Ocean is surrounded by fold mountain. Okay, it is always in expression of volcanic eruption. Okay, so this area will be like fire. Okay, it is look like it is always burning in the region where the mountain is there. So okay, so in that region we call it as Pacific Ring of Fire, the horseshoe shaped area where the volcanic eruption occurs and which gives which exempt fire is called what? Pacific Ring of Fire. Then what are the importance of ocean? There are a lot of importance of oceans. When we see oceans, oceans are the storehouse of oil and minerals. Okay, and also it is the place where we can see the aquatic life. Okay, oceans also it gives food supply to the people. When we see oceans, there are a lot of uses, and oceans are also give the proper sea route to different countries and continents, which to have the trade links with the countries and continents each other. And the next thing is seas. Seas are also part of ocean. It is shallower and small in comparing with oceans. For example, the Arabian Sea. Okay, and gulfs and bays. What is called Gulf? Gulf is an inlet that is found in the ocean, and bay is the open place, okay, open area that is found in the ocean. For example, Bay of Bengal and Gulf of Mexico. And what is called strait? Strait is a narrow stretch of water that connect two water bodies and the two landmass in either sides. Okay. And when we come to the next, the major landform means major water bodies is called lakes. Okay, lakes are also the water bodies that is comparatively shallow. Okay, with the comparing with the seas or oceans. When we take lakes, there are two types of lakes that are found on the surface of the earth. One is freshwater lake, and another one is saltwater lake. When we see Lake Silica that is found in India in Odisha, state of Odisha, is example for the salt lake. Okay, and we will see what are the different important lakes found on the surface of the earth. Lake Baikal, Great Lakes, okay, found in USA, and Lake Onega, Lake Chaitiga, Lake Victoria, Lake Chilika. These are the important lakes that found on the surface of the earth. These lakes are providing water supply, or most of these lakes are freshwater lakes that gives irrigation facilities to the countries, and also it helps the people for consumption. Okay, and the next important major water bodies are called rivers. Okay, rivers are the flow of water. It is the stream of water that flows into the channel from the high ground to the low ground is called rivers. When we take rivers, there are some important rivers are found in different regions of the world. That is the Mackenzie River, St. Lawrence River, Rhine and Danube River in Europe, Indus River in India, Huanghe and Yangtze River in China, Wo and Murray River in Australia. These are some of the rivers. These rivers also provide water supply, not only water supply to the people, it also provides good water channel, water route for the countries. It helps the countries to promote the trade and commerce. Okay, it improves the income of the countries which the rivers belongs to. Now we will see what are the importance of rivers. Rivers are not only provide water supply, it also help the people to consumed water for various purposes, not only for drinking and bathing, for all the other purposes. Mainly the water is used for irrigation purpose. Okay. Now we will see this rivers also used for transportation. Transportation, or the big rivers are used for transporting small ships and the big boats, and also it is used for trading purposes. We can see the rivers also brings, it forms the plains. Okay, so the fertile soil of the rivers, the minerals which is brought by the flow of river, it is used for cultivating different types of crops. And the next one is water pollution. What is water pollution? Water pollution is the act, it can be both by natural and also it is by the human attitudes. Okay. Making water dirty is called water pollution. Okay, now we will see what are the causes for water pollution. There are different reasons why the water is get polluted. The first reason is liquid waste that comes from the thermal power plant. Okay, when the liquid waste that is mixed up with the thermal power plant, it increase or it decrease the oxygen supply that is found in the water. Okay, which is very harmful for the aquatic life, which avoid the aquatic life because of the liquid waste that comes from the thermal power plant. The next one is surface runoff. Because of the flow of water, what happens? This surface runoff that carries different organic fertilizers from different forms and different fields that mix up with the water. Okay, so water get polluted. Though these organic fertilizers are useful for the fungi and other things which is grow in the water, it is more danger or more harmful for the aquatic life like fish and other things which is found in the water. And the next thing is untreated liquid waste. Okay, that is comes from the industries, factories and even from the houses. When these untreated liquid waste that is connected with the rivers or the other water bodies, the water bodies get polluted. That is very harmful for to the people and also for the aquatic life, and it harms the lives of the people. It causes different types of diseases like malaria, cholera and other things. And the last one is oil spill. Through this oil spill also the water is get polluting. Now what is called oil spill? When the oil or crude oil is transported by the ships to one country to another, in between what happens, the tank where this crude oil is brought, it gets damaged or it is broken or it is leaked, and because of that the oil is spill in the ocean. Okay, that also affects the aquatic life. Now what are the reasons for oil spill or how it occurs? Because most of the reason for oil spill is hurricane and other reason that occurs in the ocean. Okay, now, so these are the reasons for the causes of oil, this water pollution. It is our duty to protect water to have the better life. So children, we have learned in lesson 4 the major water bodies. Okay, when we learn the major water bodies, we also have learned the minor water bodies like rivers and lakes and all. Okay, so this is your class today. Okay, study well, prepare your portion for the test well and take care of yourself. Okay, we will meet again in the next class. Thank you children.